today?
No.
No. Clifford?
I remember a time when you were not so happy to see Cleo, T-Bone. Me too. I remember
Did you see that mommy brought in the baby girl last night?
Yeah, beep beep. Dude, it's people were going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were so quiet. You just dropped inside.
I like had him snuggled up by your face.
But it doesn't matter if he has 1 foot.
Now he has 1 foot.
Yeah. Ruby was, the foot was right inside this one. So where did you put that foot?
It's probably in your bed still.
Well, I dropped it. Dad carried it into the room.
He said.
Yeah, but nothing. Nothing's in there. No foot.
So I put on some gym clothes just in case I'm able to sneak away for a run or something. And I really liked
Another thing I like, is a clean powder. It's a little bit heavier, and I like to put it around my nose, where I get like some everything off. And a little bit of blush. So it's happy. Nothing in my eyebrows, nothing in my mascara. Just that.
Diego cup, thinking of oranges and not the cold. Although, you know what? It's interesting because it's all melting, and you like our little ramp there. It's like all melting. It's interesting. I haven't shared this project on here yet, but I bought this like vintage table with 8 chairs, and I bought it for like $150, which is Canadian, which, to be honest, it's really it's really great price, especially because it comes with 8 chairs. So I'm a little bit torn. I love the size. Here, interesting because the size of the table is very, very conducive for the size of my dining room, which makes sense because they're made around the same time, whereas I feel like tables now might not necessarily fit this space. I have a big conundrum with this room, which has nothing to do with the table, and it has everything to do with this light fixture. So they centered this light fixture with the center of the room, and so that means you have to put the table in the middle of the room. But what makes it weird, so that this is me centering it with the light, but I've also have played around with it and have centered this with the wall. Both work, so I'm not sure what I'll end up doing. However, it does work with this size table. If I were to put larger chairs, which I feel like for a dining room, like I'll end up doing that. I'm not sure, but here's the thing. So I plan on knocking this wall out altogether. And I might lose a bit of square footage because I might thicken it a bit and put a 3-way fireplace. The problem with that is that when you go into this room, it's the same size. Like this wall is flush all the way down, and they did not center obviously, because there's a door there. They did not center this light fixture. So this light fixture is centered with the wall. See? Centered with the wall. So this is pushed back, and this is out. So this is actually the skinniest. There was a door here, I just took it out because it was dumb. This is the skinniest doorway, whereas the doorway over there is significantly wider. So I know I want to open it up. It's not a low bearing wall. I can do it. But it leaves this room up for debate. I have also toyed with the idea of doing just one long table because we have a large family and we do all get together, and I would love to be all at one table. But I don't know if I even have to do that. I could keep my breakfast dining room so it's not awkward for us as a family eating breakfast and lunch and stuff on like one massive long table. I think it would look great though because I could put 3 chandeliers and it would just, I don't know. But anyways, even if I didn't do that, I could put one of those long extendable tables here and have it extend out into here, like back, you know, all the way back to here is where it would be for like 15 to 16 people. So if you're coming here, it doesn't look bad. Like it's not something, it's not like you'd leave it that way. Like it's not like I would leave it that way, but we could have a table that does that also. But that's not the point of this conversation. The point is that I bought this table for $150 and I want to refinish it. So I have sanded all the chairs I need to do in between the spindles, and then I'm gonna do the tabletop, and then I'm gonna paint like a two-tone. So I'm gonna do the chair seat a stain, paint the chair, do the tabletop a stain, and then paint the bottom of the table. Is the game plan. My wrist, it's getting better and better. That stitch is still holding on, but I feel like maybe that was the entryway, like that's where she started her cut, but it is looking better. But that's us.
Yeah. You have to answer them.
You have to say hi, friends. They'll see it. I said say hi, but she said that's us.
This just
Oh, you're hurting my wrist. You guys probably wonder why I sit here all the time the past 3 or 4 days. I do a lot of computer work and just a lot of things. So this is where I get the most focus, and my kids are right there. So, and it's not like I let them watch TV all day long. They're sick, so they actually don't even have any energy. Like I just gave Brighton a shower, and he, poor guy, like had a hard time even like standing there. So I told him, like, just sit down and let the water make your bones feel good. So I feel like I have to pull out that disclaimer. But as I'm doing my paperwork stuff, I have the mom's view running in the background, and the topic is the reality of social media. Are we being real with ourselves? I find it so interesting, and how one of the things I had loved about Colette when I first watched her forever ago, like I still remember the very first video I watched of hers, and I honestly want to say it was probably one of the very first YouTube videos I ever watched. I wish that history would show up on my account. Like, what was the first thing that drew me into YouTube? Like, what was the very first thing that I clicked on? 'Cause I think that would be really interesting. But I remember this video vividly, and it's a video on her channel, not Shay's or the family channel, which didn't exist at that time. It was her channel, and it was her talking about boots and being so silly, and how she got 2 or 3 pairs of boots but wasn't sure which one she wanted, and she really liked them all, and then I think Shay ended up letting her keep them all, even though she had originally intended on sending one back or taking one back or whatever, and how he was like a good husband. I don't know, but it was like a skit, like a bit, and it was funny. And literally from that point on, I watched all of their videos, but I was more drawn to her channel originally, if that makes sense, because she had like a comical personality, like it was funny. And then over time, that sort of dissipated and changed. And I think maybe the more feedback and the more people watched, the more self-conscious she got, or like the more, but then also the more leadership she had from Shay. So he would sort of run the show, if you will. And so now that she's back on YouTube, she had a skit, and then I talk about it in this video. I'll link it below because I find it to be really interesting. It's like a conundrum. It's like my favorite word in the video, the theme of the day. It's interesting to me because it's something that goes on your head and you question it. Like, I have done Vlogmas. This is the 13th day of Vlogmas. It's the most consistent I've ever been with anything I've been consistent with Instagram, but with YouTube for sure, this is the most I've put out. And it's stressful because even though I'm not putting anything into production, I'm not putting anything into equipment or editing, I'm not making them super fun and whatever. And because that's just me being real, like with the time that I have. Because if I were to do those things, I honestly would not have had the time to do any of it. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with it, but I can totally understand where they're coming from, how that can like get into a slippery slope, because you stop being real with yourself and you stop being like your authentic self because you want that engagement and you want the views. And right now, like I'm like losing subscribers every day, as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that goes through your head and it's like, man, like every time I post a video, I lose one more of you guys. But at the same time, I'm at peace with it and I'm okay with it. But I can understand how you can put that pressure on yourself really quick to sort of change into that YouTube mold of putting on this production. And those are the videos that get the most attention. Those are the videos that get the most views. So that's not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I'm a stay-at-home mom and I do a lot by myself. And so the littlest bit of engagement I get from you guys makes my day, literally. And that might seem sad, but it's also me sort of dialogue. Like, I mean, I have this inner dialogue, so it's also me like recording and putting out there something I can look back on, because this time goes by so fast. I don't have hardly any videos of Brielle when she was little. I had 2 kids 15 months apart, and it was like a whirlwind. Every day was like, felt like survival mode, and I kind of was in a fog. I'm not even gonna lie. So much changed. We had 2 kids back to back. My body turned into something I didn't even recognize. I was depressed. We moved completely to a different province, a new job, adjusting to that life. Brendan has been so busy adjusting to that, adjusting to some months having help, some months not having any help. My biggest saving grace that I've ever is that I have had a mom's group once a week in my home where I could connect with human beings. And it makes me want to cry because I didn't have that where we lived before. I would go weeks without, and you know, it's not like I couldn't have called a girlfriend I had a couple of people in my life at the time that were beautiful. Like, there's beautiful humans, but it wasn't something I could physically do. Like, it wasn't, everything's so far apart, like, and everyone has their lives. So people, I was the only one who was a mom at the time that I knew that was like pregnant and had kids and whatever. So it was very hard for me to mentally gear up to like lug 2 kids in the winter, like all the layers, all the coats and whatever. And it doesn't matter. It's in the past. It's in the past. it's a really good video. I'm gonna link it below. Not that I probably even need to do that, but at least you guys can reference what I'm talking about if you haven't by chance watched this particular video from the mom's view. I've really enjoyed it. They came from ships?
Yeah. The 2 new ones came from the ship. All the bots came from the ship. Bumblebee came from a ship.
Who's your favorite?
The leader.
What's his name?
Optimus came from the ship.
Optimus.
And don't forget those. Don't forget that Eder bot came. Nobody said that one.
Are you a little bit hungry
Hooktail
now?
came from a ship.
Wow.
And that's the
Do you
second
love
one.
rescue bots?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they all come from different shapes and sizes.
Shapes and sizes? Oh my gosh.
All bots came from ships, but especially the ones who came from a land. All those bots came from a land.
Oh.
And their ships came from a thing you point up. Then they just blast out in the sky. And,
Your face and your skin are looking so much better. Are you feeling good?
and you know what this came from? A boat from the mainland?
What? Who?
I don't know that one.
Oh, you don't know his name yet. Are you hungry? Want some yogurt?
But, and there's some new ones.
The best
in
investments that I made was going on to like a used local, like used shop. If you live somewhere where there's snow and sometimes you just get trapped inside from like cold weather and whatever, it's great. We love it. Yeah, it's great. I have a camera on them so I can watch from the kitchen. Making dinner tonight. I decided to do like a tofu scramble. Yeah, I'm about to add some mushrooms on the side here. But I love this. It's so delicious.